So when a patient comes in, you check blood pressure, all these things, and they should have zero pain. And their only solution in their consultation, their evaluation, is to write a prescription to get a person out of zero pain.
Where did the zero pain thing come from?
It was heavy lobbied by Purdue Pharma.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So I was doing a workout, and the guy's, I'm having this problem with my ankle, and he's like, "Were you taking anything for it?" I said, "No." What do you mean? He's like, "For the pain." I said, "No, dude. Why would I do that?" That's. So you're saying that was lobbied
Standard
in
of care.
650,000 prescriptions written a day in the United States.
for opiates,
Yeah.
oxycodone.
Well, and their sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Your mission is to do what?
Our mission is to actually stop the crisis at the prescription pad. Not
Which
after.
nobody's talking about.
Nobody. Very few people are talking about it, and we actually have been on this quest for a while. And we've actually built up a couple of symbiotic companies that are in place, actually getting results and are national. But we need to scale it up fast. And that's why we're here to ask your help. We kind of are in a position we're kind of idling, and we know what we do works. We need to scale it up.
here's why we decided to do it. My undergrad degree is in marketing. I didn't think I was going to be a chiropractor. I was injured when I was 25, and I was put on pain meds. And then I decided after about a month that I'm done with the pain meds, and I went to a chiropractor. She tried to talk me out of it. Her family tried to talk me out of it. But what happened was it gave me this whole wow, this is my career.
Right.
So I opened a practice, had a huge practice in Pennsylvania, started noticing that they needed more than just chiropractic. She's a physical therapist. We decided to work together. Well, to do that, we had to have a medical doctor because the physical therapist wouldn't recognize my referral in Pennsylvania. So we ended up putting the three together.
This is back in the day when
This is
chiropractor was not accepted.
Well, it was in the 90s.
Yeah,
mid-90s.
okay.
They still can't accept a referral in Pennsylvania. Like a chiropractor cannot write a prescription to a PT in Pennsylvania. Still.
But what
Correct.
happened was we ended up creating a model that works unbelievably well to get people out of pain by correcting the function, not addressing the symptoms. So we've been opening clinics, like we've opened up clinics in Tennessee. We've been setting them up far from where we live because we have systems to do it. And this opioid crisis just got bigger and bigger and bigger, and we realized this is the solution. So we actually connected with somebody as a surrogate on the White House Committee on Opioid Abuse. He's a chiropractor, but he's the only chiropractor. All the rest are medical doctors. He meets with Ben Carson and Donald Trump and all these guys. And he told us, he said, I don't really know what to do because no money is going into preventing the treatment. All money is going into drug enforcement and rehab after they became addicted. We can stop the prescription. The number one reason for the prescription is back pain and arthritis. Number one. And we could stop that. We know we can because we work on function. And so we're just trying to take this and scale it up so we can stop this because, I mean, it's just...
They're prescribing opioids for arthritis.
That's the number one reason they prescribe it.
Remember, it's pain. What the doctors were told back in the 90s was there should be zero pain. So if they come in pain, you need to take them out of pain. Standard of care. So writing that prescription, this went on for so long, it is standard of care now, is prescription for pain.
So the United States is 4.6% of the world, and we have the highest death rate from side effects of drugs of any country in the world. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And
So we had our convention actually in Orlando. We had 500 attendees there. Okay. We sent you a little snippet of it, but anyway, Dr. John Rosa came. He's the one on the panel with Trump. Okay. He is a chiropractor, and out of the panel of 12, he's the only one talking about stopping it at the prescription pad. The rest of them are medical doctors talking about rehab.
Like the assumption is they need it.
He's looking for somebody to get behind him to give him the oomph and the power to be able to appeal to Trump on a federal level, to be able to change, because there's a lot of money being poured into this. And honestly, he said, if we can show this solution to Donald Trump, he's about the only president that's arrived that really wants a solution, that they will fund money into these clinics to put this model on the ground.
So we have a consulting company that we started about 4.5 years ago, and we have about 350 clinics around the United States.
Nationwide. We're in about
44 states.
44 states, yeah.
Doing this model. And everybody that works in it says, oh my gosh, it does work. It gets people fixed and they don't have to take the pain medication.
And tell them just in a nutshell, the model.
It's basically supervised by the medical people who are recommending the chiropractic and the physical therapy as needed. And they're doing things like regenerative medicine, injecting stem cells and stem cell therapy. And
IV drips for stem cell. For
we're doing
chronic diseases.
rehab based on...
I didn't know that was. I thought you had to go outside the country to get the IV.
Nope.
No.
But
We do
what
it
is
in
it?
our
What
clinic
stem
every day.
cell is it?
We do amniotic, we do cord blood. Stem cell drips, yeah. IV drips, yeah. All of our clients do regenerative medicine, do the drips. They teach it right in Arizona. Yeah.
So, I mean, we're seeing amazing results, like beyond what people would even believe.
So I don't have to go to Panama for the drip.
You don't
No.
know.
Well, what do they use it down there? What's the difference between what they use down there and what's used in America?
The only difference is in the United States, you cannot cultivate your own cells. So if you harvest your
Why would
own
I
stem
want to? Why
cells,
would I want to cultivate my own
because
cells?
the older you are, the less viable they are, and you need more of them.
So you gotta
But if you
cultivate.
get
No, why
them,
would I want to cultivate my own? Why wouldn't I want to grab
We ask the
that?
same question, but people want to. They don't want somebody else's cells.
Yeah, well, that's just. I don't know.
see if you get them from.
They'll take somebody else's heart, but they don't want their stem cells.
But the difference
Wouldn't I
is,
want a baby's? Wouldn't I
it's
want somebody-
amniotic,
Uh-huh.
which is from the placenta.
Yeah.
And amniotic part of the placenta is immune privilege, which means it's not yet coded to anybody's DNA, which means it can be used in anybody, and without consequence. And they've known this for 100
And
years.
turn into any cell needed.
Well, you know, the FDA says I can't legally say that, but
Yeah.
we know that when we take these cells and we put them into an arthritic joint, 98% of the people are a month later going, this is the best thing I've ever done in my life.
Yeah.
And we're getting people off of walkers and off of canes and back to playing soccer with their grandkids.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we do that. We do it with the rehab. We do it with the medical doctors doing trigger point injections and whatever bracing that people need to correct the alignment. The chiropractors doing the adjustments, and we're getting people to levels they never thought they'd get to. People
Yeah.
to levels
So
we
it's
never
not
thought.
covered. It's not covered by health insurance.
Some of it is. Stem cells are not.
Right.
So we're about 50-50 on insurance. 50% coverage, 50% not coverage.
And I will say, our teams are on Cardone University. Okay, they've gone to the boot camps, and we got some rock star
Big
sales
difference.
teams who can sell this
Huge
stuff.
difference.
Yeah.
I saw you in Clearwater about a year ago in the summer, and I told you we just started it. Well, I mean, like we've
Huge.
almost doubled what
Yeah.
we've been
Oh, that's
collecting.
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so where's the help needed? Like where we could like, okay, that I mean, I don't know, I don't know what to do with Trump and you know how to push that through. And you got 10 guys
Well-
sitting on the thing that are all AMA people. And
We have some ideas. I'm writing a book. It's going to be done probably in the next, well, published and everything probably by the fall.
okay,
And I outline what, you know, I don't just complain about the system we have because that's not a solution. I got to give the solution. So I say this is why our system is flawed.
yeah,
This is what we propose that would help the system.
yeah,
Where we're hurting is our sales department. We have this consulting company, and if we keep going at the rate of 350 clinics every 5 years, we'll be in
We'll
this for
never-
like 1,000 years.
But Big
Yeah.
Pharma's gonna beat us.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we need to ramp that up and get it so that we're closing. Like, if we had 1,000 clinics, we could go to Washington and have their attention.
And I can tell you right now, the delivery lines, I'm over the delivery lines. I have the delivery lines sorted out. I know I have to scale them up. I can't, we use coaches, okay? And then we have training materials. I gotta scale the training materials up. I know that to be able to give the coaches, right now, we still are the opinion leaders. We're the source of the material, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
And we actually have a clinic in Tennessee, a fully functioning clinic. We live in Oregon, the clinic's in Tennessee, we've never lived near the thing. It's in phase 2, okay? And that clinic runs so that we literally have a functioning clinic, so our material is real. It's relevant because we're right in the thick of it like everybody else. So my job was to perfect the materials, which I have, and now I need to make it in such a way that it takes what's out of our head and puts it on in videos so I can scale up the coaches.
What does the coach do?
The coach gets on that. We have a
He's coaching who? I come in
you come to us, you're a chiropractor, and
Oh.
you say, I want to do regenerative medicine, I want a
Yeah.
medical clinic, okay? We teach you, and this is really the difference between us. Most of these types of clinics are chiropractic clinics that offer some medical services. That's usually what you hear. What we say is this, the only way to stop this crisis, okay, is that we need to get into the medical system. And we need to actually convert the medical system. Being on the outside as a chiropractic office, if you can bear with me on this one, 10% of the population go to a chiropractor. That's it. Okay? So a chiropractic office that adds some medical services is still a chiropractic office and only accesses 10% of the
But there's
population.
70,000 of them. How many chiropractors?
60,000.
60,000.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's 600,000 MDs.
Yeah.
But if you-
But I don't want to go fight them.
Well, here's
Oh, we're
public-
not fighting them.
No, here's
We
the
wanna
public,
work with them.
Here's the public perception, right? If you say, hey, I'm a medical doctor.
I'm just saying. All I'm saying is, you need a. You said you get 1,000. What do you call them?
Medical
clinics.
We make medical clinics.
So why don't we target the 70,000? These guys want to make money,
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
right? So
Yeah.
why don't we take the 70,000 and promote to them how to add another revenue line to their business.
We do.
We do. But this is the
and-
caveat, you have to understand this, is that these guys only access 10% of the population. 90% of the population won't ever go to them. Even if you get that into their office and they're still a chiropractic office, they might grab another 10%,
They might not go to the chiropractor, but
but it's the
Well, here's
a lot of
perception is the
people are looking
sign.
at stem cells right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the whole world, like if I'm in pain, if I'm in enough pain, I will go anywhere.
But do you
Right.
believe in chiropractic care?
A little bit. I believe in stem cells more than
Ooh, yeah.
chiropractic. I'll tell you right now.
Right.
That's
I believe in
totally
stem
fine.
cells more than chiropractor.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I don't want another adjustment. You know why? Because he sold me one and it didn't work.
right.
It did work, but it wasn't the solution. He went
It's
for
the
the
tool.
$60.
It's a piece to the bigger puzzle.
But all I'm
Yeah.
saying is, like when I go to a doctor and he cuts me, he fixed it. When I go to the chiropractor, right? They went in, they did something. I was pregnant, so they delivered the baby. The product was delivered. With the chiropractor, particularly because so many of them just take the sharp sale. They're so inhibited already. They're not sold on their own service.
That's right.
So what happens is they undersell. I go there only when I'm hurt.
So then, see that perception you have?
But it's not. It's the reality of the situation. Like the PT only fixes me when I'm hurt. So I go get the stem cells and I'm like, dude, I got relief from this. Like this wasn't. I paid 22 grand for 7 shots. So and I'm like, you know what? It didn't work in all of them, but it worked in enough of them to where I'm like, I'd go back and get another freaking stab at it
Yeah.
before I would go do a $60 adjustment.
Right.
And it's not about the money; it's about the time. And it's about, hey, I had a win there.